Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
We're back to talking about Star Trek The Next Generation. In this case, we're talking about 3 episodes from it, including Samaritan, Snare, Up the Ladder, and Manhunt. Let's look at Samaritan, Snare first. But what happened in this episode? Well, in this episode, while Captain Jean-Luc Picard heads to a nearby Starfleet base to undergo surgery on his artificial heart, Commander William Riker is in command of the Enterprise. The crew must deal with a Packlead starship which kidnaps engineer Geordi LaForge and demands advanced technology in exchange for his safe return. I'm gonna be honest, not many episodes, then again, we're only talking about season 2 so far for Next Generation. There hasn't been many episodes that focus a lot on Geordi. But I gotta say, I'm glad I can finally use this clip.
I wish I would have Burton. I wish I would have Burton. Where's my iconic slave role? Eric, motherfucker. I wish I would have Burton. F all y'all. F all y'all. Warp speed, don't rainbow read me, nigga. Ah.
Rest in peace, man. I gotta say that this episode was just strange. Strange in the fact that although we have a bit of a subplot involving Picard having to go to get surgery and all that, and then he is also having to go talk get on a shuttle and be with Wesley and all that. I gotta say, whenever we have the pack lead and all them, I gotta say they are the most interesting of the aliens from Next Generation, in the fact that the makeup for them is just kind of, it's like they just put say, here's giant freaking unibrows on these dudes.
A passing asteroid.
Do it. Make us strong.
Suppose we could increase the antimatter charges.
Yes, we like power.
Yeah.
And that's it. Maybe we put them in pudgy suits, and yeah. And then basically they just keep on repeating the same lines over. So we want to be strong and we are smart and all that. Their lines for them must have been it gets very repetitive, honestly. But they do a good job. The actors do a great job. I will say that while the episode is interesting, say, okay, you're gonna try to do a new alien race, which is whenever they try to do that, it's always cool. And I'll be honest, say that the plot involving them is a bit more interesting than say Picard having to go get surgery, because eventually in the end of the episode say, oh my gosh, surgery's not going well, we need to go get Pulaski to help us.
What the hell are you doing here?
Saving your life.
Oh.
Out. And yeah, that happens, and what they do is they pull a trick and say, we are going to have like a ploy to make it seem like the ship is going to have advanced weapons on their side, and then they don't, and all that. So yeah, I guess one could say it's entertaining. So let's go look at the next episode, which is Up the Long Ladder. What was this episode about? Well, in this episode, the Enterprise become involved in two previously unknown Earth colonies struggling for survival. In this case, we get one side, which is Irish farming colonies, and then on the other we have advanced science technology, who instead of like always like to do things like, yeah, they decide to say cloning and all that. So I mean, it's goofy because there's two things that just don't mix. It's like,
What the devil is going on here, number one?
Captain Picard, is it? Oh, the man who makes decisions for me and mine without so much as a by your leave. Yeah.
This is my security chief, Lieutenant Worf.
I don't suppose security is much of a problem for you. Dalilo Odell, sir, at your service.
having a, well, I was gonna say analogy of having a comedy and a horror film, but then sometimes those work, whereas this one is just like, say, we have like whenever they have the moments with the Irish colony, it's just trying to be goofy and all that stuff, whereas it's when it's just like with the science-based colony, they basically go act like they're it's basically like classism, I guess, would be like, you know, like say one class, upper class, like high class, low class, and all that stuff. I could totally be wrong about that. It's weird, honestly. It's really weird. I mean, is this one bad? No, I mean, it's interesting for what it's trying to do with its ideas, but at the same time, it's just strange. But it's a good episode, honestly. But, yeah. That's just what I think. I mean, there are some moments where it's just trying to be, ooh, it's scary because they have a giant needle and where it's supposed to be stabbing the people. Yeah. Enough of me blabbering. Let's look at the next episode, which is episode Manhunt. What happened in this episode is known as Manhunt. But what happened in this episode? This episode, Enterprise must transport Ducats to a conference, one of whom is an extremely man-hungry Luxon Troy, with eyes for Captain Picard. In this case, she is Deanna Troy's mother. She is very... There's no way to say this. She's just horny.
先輩、キスしてあげよっかなんて。ほらほらほら、キスされると思って顔真っ赤。
And mostly, I'm gonna be honest, it's... Like, there's some moments where, like, say, Picard is just going, like, on the... This episode also has this moment where it's trying to be on the holodeck, and then it's just gonna like say where Picard is having those moments where he says like, say, yes, I get to be a hard-boiled detective kind of deal and all that, which is always fun for his character. And then there's moments where he's just like, computer, this is becoming too violent.
You may continue.
Thank you. You're true ducking me, Hill! Computer, freeze program!
I want something not as violent. But then it just keeps on getting him violent because, remember, he's in a noir novel. And I'm gonna say the creature designs of the Andalian ambassadors, who are basically fish people, I'd say. They look like giant, their heads are giant fish.
Pulaski to Captain Picard.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Our passengers are on their feet.
Understood. I'd better get to the bridge. What's their condition?
Hungry.
It's goofy. Yeah, apparently, musician Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood, he was actually, we played one of the ambassadors.
We thought since you were going to the same conference, you might like to beam down with the other delegates.
Oh, they're not delegates. Those two are assassins.
That is an outrage. Lies. We demand you transport us at once.
Don't bother to deny it. Your minds are so unsophisticated, I can read your thoughts in my sleep.
Yeah, apparently he had to shave off his beard, but yeah. Robert O'Reilly played a guest starred as Scarface in the Dixon Hill part. I mean, yeah, this one is just kind of silly all over its place. In its way, it's kind of charming, especially in the fact that it's not trying to take itself seriously. It's not like, say, yes, those awkward stories where the mother comes to visit kind of deal. But that's just why I think it's entertaining, it's goofy, and all that. The costumes are peak sci-fi goofiness. But that's just what I think. What do you think of these 3 episodes?